This is the original DIN connector for the solenoid. I was looking at it and I'm looking closely and I'm like, why are there wood chips inside of this connector? Hello again. Yesterday I posted a video about my bent bar on the saw, and you probably saw the problem I was having where when I engage this, when I move the saw, when it starts to come down, the blade doesn't run. So I narrowed that down to one of two things. One being the plug on the solenoid that controls the saw motor. I discovered that it was poorly assembled. It wasn't sealed against the weather, except for some crappy electrical tape. Well, just some electrical tape is not going to seal anything. So today, what I'm going to do is I got a new plug, and this one is molded. So this one has some degree of moisture resistance, weather resistance. So what I'm going to try to do, and this is different because the original, you could take the plug apart and put your wires in. This one already comes with wires attached, so the plug is sealed. Well, that's what I want. Okay, so what we have here is this mess. Instead of rewiring or refishing the wire, which would be a serious pain in the butt, we're just going to splice into this. Hello, Turkey. Turkey's over there looking at me, saying, "What are you doing?" Now I've got this off. I need a screwdriver to get in here. All right. Well, I'm getting thwarted. The sky was looking really, really angry. And I'm looking up on the mountain there, and it is just looking really, really bad. I'm gonna go inside. I'll come back out later. Go. Okay, right after I decided I better get in the house, it's coming. We have now nearly blizzard conditions out here. Wow, that changed really fast. I had to grab all my stuff and run back down here to the house. So we're going to put this project on hold for a little while. That was really unbelievable. Now everything is covered in snow, but it's too warm for anything to stick, so of course it's all melting. Yeah, that was crazy. So I really had to run for it. Now let's get back to this thing. So I can get this camera here. All right. So they took a screw. Oops. Good. They took a screw and they put it right here, and this is the ground, I guess. I gotta try to not drop the screw into the snow. If I drop the screw into the snow, I'm done. I'm toast. And it's just a little tiny thing. So for the time being, I just put that little screw in my kit of crimp connectors. Just so it didn't disappear on me. Alright, now I taped this up the other day, and now I need to untape it. So what they've done here is they've run a single wire, which is essentially one side of the battery, and that comes from the limit switch. And then the other side, they've grounded to the solenoid valve. Honestly, I'm not real thrilled with that arrangement. This is the original DIN connector for the solenoid. I was looking at it, and I'm looking closely, and I'm like, why are there wood chips inside of this connector? There shouldn't be wood chips in there. Well, it turns out that the end of it wasn't sealed. Where the wires go in, it was not sealed. I filled it up with RTV black and taped it. But the problem actually was one of the screw connectors in here was very rusty because it had gotten water in there. Now that's no good. So that was just making a bad connection. That is not the problem that I'm having, but it was a problem that was going to happen. So we have corrected that issue, and then this is now just trash. Yeah, so here I am talking and talking and talking, and the camera wasn't even recording. All right, well, anyway, you didn't miss all that much. All I did was covered everything in electrical tape. So now I have one big goober of a splice, and hopefully that will do and keep this all dry. I cleaned off the solenoid, so now we're going to put this back on, and that goes this way like that. And before I put the nut on, I'm going to get this mounted, and you want to go pins 1 and 2, you want to go like that right there. And this is a number 1 Phillips, so tighten that up. And that has a rubber seal in there, so that seals the connector from moisture. Okay, so we'll just put the solenoid nut back on, and we're going to leave it. We're just going to leave it right here for the time being, because after I test this, I'm going to rotate this whole thing so that it's down here out of the way, and I won't you know, drop a log on it or anything. Okay, now here comes the tricky part. Putting this obnoxious little screw back in here. And I can't see what I'm doing because it's on the other side. And my gloves are gonna get in my way, no doubt. And I'm trying really, really hard to not drop this screw. Because if I drop it into the sawdust and snow, I'm never gonna find it. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of a hokey place to put that. And I'm thinking I might move that eventually if it becomes a problem. Okay, now before I do anything else, I'm going to test this. But all I'm doing is I'm testing the solenoid to make sure that I've got my connections right. Aha! It's working. The LED is lighting. But right there, that's my other problem. Right there. Okay, that's a bad connection in the... That's a bad connection in the limit switch. So let's just finish up with this. We'll put the wire loom back on if I can reach it. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to get another piece of wire loom just to cover this piece here. Put some electrical tape on this one end of this other wire loom here. So I'm just going to go like this. This is kind of, it's not really that critical here, but it'll kind of keep it in place. Kind of, sort of. It'll keep it from going too far. So this is some fresh wire loom, and I'm just going to cover this whole piece right to there, so roughly that much. So the sun was out, and now it's getting ready to snow again. Actually, it's starting to snow again. I'm going to try to hurry up and get this done. Pennsylvania weather is crazy. Yes, wire loom over top of wire loom. That's okay. Just added protection. All right, now we'll just put some electrical tape on that, and we're gonna call that good. When the weather gets nicer, I will probably do this a little better. Maybe get this tied up out of the way here with a zip tie or something. I'll do that tomorrow. All right, so that's nice and tight. Yeah, I'm gonna tie this up so it's out of the way. But for now, we're gonna call this done, and then tomorrow's project is going to be replacing the contacts in the limit switch. And it's a block in there that all you have to do is get the block out of there. It's one screw and the block comes out. But on this, somebody filled it with silicone adhesive, so that's going to be a real hoot. So there you go. That is replacing the DIN connector for the solenoid. We'll see you later.